Welcome to LifeBites Mindful Mondays. I'm life, business, and energy coach Nina Bosky. And in today's grounding session, we're going to help you get centered, cleared, and connected. Let's get started. So from the base of your spine down to the center of the earth, we're going to create a grounding cord that's very rich, supportive, and nurturing. And we're really going to work on fertilizing the soil and the garden of our own lives. And let's take the roots of that grounding cord and really anchor yourself to Mother Earth, to yourself, to your essence, to who you are. And let's release everything that no longer serves you. Letting go of the past, take a nice big deep breath. Letting go of the future, take a nice big deep breath. And let's say hello to the here and now, present time. And now about 2 feet out, you're going to create a circle of light. And in that circle of light is a circle of yellow roses. And those yellow roses represent your true sunshine spirit, where your personality and your higher self are working hand in hand. A circle of pink roses around you that represent love and compassion for yourself, as well as the outside world. And now let's create a circle of red divine roses all around you. Divine protection, protecting you from anything that is not of your own energy and your own light. Really claiming your own energy. Take a nice big deep breath. And let's come up to your 6th chakra, right between the brow. And about 2 feet out, you're going to put your life on your movie screen. Say hello to your life this week. Say hello to the planting of new seeds. As we start to get ready for spring, let's open up those pathways, a new garden, a new life, a new beginning. And so what I'd like you to do is envision an area of your life that you would like to grow, to move forward, to expand, to achieve. And I'd like you to put that vision right outside your space in the form of a rose. And that energy that carries your dream, your goal, your new beginning, the planting of seeds, is embodied in that rose. So I'd like you to look at that rose And I'd like you to give it a color. And it can be whatever color you'd like. But the energy carries what you're planting. What color is your rose? And as you look at that rose, and you look at the color of the rose, does it embody the feelings and the energy of that dream? Now, is this rose a blooming rose? Has it already been bloomed and it's already blooming? And you're just fertilizing it? Is it a seed that you're just planting? Or does this rose need new life? It's wilting, it needs watering. What does your rose look like based on your dream, the planting of the new beginning, your life moving forward? I'd like you to look at the stem. Is the stem strong and supportive? Or is it thin and weak? So now you've got the color of the rose. You have the stage of life of the rose. And you can look at the foundation of the rose with the stem. And I'd like you to say to yourself, I am creating what? What are you creating is your next step. And if your rose is in a budding stage, a new beginning, what qualities does it need to bloom? If it's already blooming, what does it need to further grow? And if you're finding that your rose is a little on the wilting side, where do you need to put the focus back in order to have it come back to life? We're watering the garden of our life, planting new seeds. Now, does this rose need some fertilization? And that fertilization comes in the form of positive energy, miracle energy, synchronicity, magical qualities that just happen. Less effort and more magic in this fertilization. So I'd like you to water the garden of your own dream, your own planting of new seeds, by coming to mind what are the qualities that you need in order for your seed to grow, your garden to grow. Is it support from other people? Is it support from yourself? Is it focus, resources, time, energy? What is it needs to come to life? Now, as you water your garden, I'd like you to spend time in your garden this week. You're planting new seeds. Are you focused on the growing? Are you focused on the rows? Or are you focusing on your weeds? We're moving and shifting from what isn't to what is. So let's sprinkle some beautiful fairy dust on our garden, which is our fertilizer. Let's infuse with the energy, the watering that it needs, and the qualities that it needs to grow. And if there's any other area in your life that you would like to focus on this week, use this exercise to plant new seeds. So you have one rose in your garden. There may be other areas in your life that you're wanting to grow. You can use this visualization to help you understand energetically where your seeds are in its growth stage. So the last quality that we're going to use to infuse our new planting of our rose, planting of our seeds, is how you need to align with your new garden. How do you need to feel in order to have your garden grow? So let's mock up how you would like to feel this week in order to have your garden grow. I feel powerful. I feel clear. I feel creative. I feel loving. I feel magical. All of these things can be infused into how you want to feel. I feel calm. I feel grateful. I feel positive. I feel alive. I feel nurtured. Taking a nice big deep breath. Visualize your rose. And now look at your rose. And has it shifted in color in its blooming stage or its foundation? Give it its energy that it needs in order for it to become more alive, better than ever, powerful, strong, vibrating in this earthly plane of physical reality. The planting of new seeds. It is your garden, your life. Take a nice big deep breath. And let's bring down a beautiful golden sun of light now, coming down through the heavens, And let's infuse this golden light with the qualities of how you'd like to feel, coming down through your sixth, igniting your sense of intuition and knowingness, coming down through your fifth, igniting your throat chakra and authentic expression, moving down through your heart, filling you up with the energy to allow that garden to come to life. As it moves down through your solar plexus, manifesting your dreams, the planting of new seeds. As it moves down through your second, the primal creation, I create. As it moves down through the foundation of life, your root chakra, love of self. As it moves down through your legs, creating that strength and flexibility, down through your calves and into your feet. Let's wiggle your toes and say hello to your fun fairies. Down into Mother Earth and say to yourself, I am grounded. I am centered. My garden is filled with life and is growing strong and powerfully. I am planting new seeds of positivity. Miracles are happening all around me. I am grounding this energy in my life. For all is well. Life is good. And everything is moving forward exactly as it should be. Take a nice big deep breath. Stretch it out. Open your eyes. And say hello to the day. Now that you are grounded, cleared, and connected, let's move on to this week's message and life theme. So what I'd like you to do is take out a pen and paper, if you can. And I'd like you to write some notes around your garden, your rose that you created. What color is your rose? What stage of life is your rose? A budding rose, a blooming rose, a wilting rose? Where is it at in its stage? And then what does the stem look like when you first created it? And then how did it change and morph as you put energy into what it needs? You watered your own garden. And then when you put fertilizer on it, the magical part of life, the miracle energy, the fairy dust that gives it its aliveness, its sparkle. Did it change and morph colors? Did it get stronger? And could you identify what it needs? So I'd like you to write just for a few minutes around this. We'll give it about a minute or so, but just give it some time. So for those of you on demand, you can stop this if you need more time. For those of you who are live with me, just put it in the chat or put your hand up so I know you're ready to move on. Okay, thanks for that. Okay, give it a few more minutes. You can always come back to this as well, because you're going to be working with your garden all week long. Yes, you will. Okay. So you have your garden and you have the ability to energetically look at your rows. And it's the planting of new seeds. So if you think about how delicate new life is, if you look at a plant that's coming up from the soil, how vulnerable it is, how weak it still is, and how much nurturing it needs. And yet, when we're bringing something to life, we're planting new seeds, the question we have to ask ourselves, or what are we watering it with? And are we fertilizing it? Are we helping it grow? Are we being a deterrent to our garden? So most of us, without even knowing it, will water our garden and then we'll put some poison in there too. And then we'll say to ourselves, why isn't my garden in my own life growing? What are you feeding it? Are you feeding it negative self-talk? Are you beating yourself up? Are you berating yourself? Or are you saying, why isn't this happening? So just envision now a brand new plant coming up from the soil, and every day that it doesn't grow as high as you want it to, why aren't you growing? Why aren't you growing? Now, do you think that's going to make the plant grow any faster than it already is? Do you think that's going to help the plant grow? No. So this week, your assignment is to take your rose, water it and fertilize it in the things that you want, not the things that you don't want. Now, I want you to catch yourself if you are watering your rose or watering your weed. It takes like that to have your weeds grow. Weeds grow fast. But it's your rose that you want, or it's the rose you say you want. So part of the assignment this week could be really fun. I want you to play with it. Have fun with your garden. Don't beat yourself up if you start to go negative. Just redirect and start watering your rose. Don't be focusing on the fact that you've been watering your weeds. Who the you know what cares? Just start focusing on your roses. You hear me? This is important for this week. We're planting new seeds. What seeds do you need to plant in order for your rose to grow? So I'd like you, if you haven't already, to write down 3 words that will help your rose grow this week, your garden grow. What is it you need in that energy of that rose in order for it to grow? And I'd like you to make note on that. And every time that you go down the road of feeding your garden, Fantastic. Every time you start to feed it with something else, then guess what? You're going to have to redirect and start feeding it with what it is you want. So I'd like you to put out those words, your rose. You can do it in a way of visualization. You can find a rose on the internet, print it out that fits your rose of where it's at. You could go and buy roses that has the color of your rose if it's not like a rainbow rose. Some people have done that in the past. But if it's a color that's actually a color of a rose that you can go buy, use it as a visualization. Our brains like visualization. That's why we do this exercise from time to time, in order for you to energetically feel into your next step, the planting of new seeds. What will you plant? It's so easy to say it's because of this isn't happening, or this person hasn't called me back, or this situation hasn't manifested. But in reality, we're creating our reality each and every moment that we breathe. What are you planting, even in your own mind? And are you in alignment with what you say you want? Are you embodying the energy in which you want to create? If I can find it, there was a Bashar Darrell Anka short, and I thought it was really simple, but really true. It's like, you don't wait until the universe gives you what you want. You embody it as if. So here's an example. I'm working on a Marilyn Monroe project for many, many years. And so there's a part of me that's waiting on something. And I have to do some research with this library, and they haven't given me those materials. And there's a part of me that thought, well, let's just see if this opportunity comes forward. Waiting on the universe. Busted. No, act as if. Because if this project was going forward, that research would need to happen. Act as if. So when you catch yourself waiting on the sidelines, like I caught myself, you move forward as if it's already happening. Planting new seeds doesn't mean I'm going to wait and plant them until I get affirmative, positive reinforcement. No, you're going to plant your new seeds now, as if they're already manifesting. What will you create? To you, whether or not you're going to water them and fertilize it with things that are going to help them grow, watering your roses or watering your weeds. The choice is up to you. It's spring. It's time. It's time to plant new seeds. I hope you've enjoyed this week's Mindful Mondays. Be sure to join us this Friday for another episode of LifeBites as we get you inspired in the areas of life, business, and media. I'm your host, life, business, and energy coach, Nina Bosky. And remember, until next time, sometimes in order to speed up, you've got to learn how to slow down.